from 2014. Thutmose III became co-ruler with his stepmother, Hatsheput, on this day in 1479. His rule was to see Egypt become the largest she would ever be. He fought 17 campaigns over 54 years. The co-rulership with his stepmother might be puzzling to modern sensibilities. He had been leader of the armies for all 22 years of co-rulership, but he had ascended the throne when he was 2 years old. Some 300 years later, 1184 BC, a collection of Greek armies are said to have captured Illium of Troy. It is said that the survivors of the event, when asked about it, were a little hoarse. Even today, people with sore throats may be told to beware of Greeks bearing gifts. Sorry. On this day, in 1558, Mary, Queen of Scots, married the Dauphin of France at Notre Dame de Paris. Better it was for love because it failed to help her politically. On this day, in 1885, Annie Oakley answered President Carter's call to gender equality when the sharpshooter joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West about 90 years before he was elected. President for the first and last time. On this day in 1915, Turkey arrested 250 Armenian intellectuals and community leaders as a prelude to the genocide which would cripple their war effort. A year later, Irish separatists rose in rebellion on Easter. 2 years after that, in 1918, German tanks faced off against British ones for the first time. British ones won the engagement. It is also hard to imagine that only in 1922 was wireless telegraph first available between Oxfordshire and Cairo. Skype would have been useless in Egyptian, as Egyptians don't speak English. As it was a failure then. Thutmose was already dead and Troy was lost. 1933, and Nazis began persecuting Jehovah's Witnesses, shutting down the watchtower offices in Magdeburg. 20 years later, and Queen Elizabeth II knighted Winston Churchill. The Soviet Union had made large strides in cosmonauts, but sadly on this day in '67, cosmonaut Vladimir Komarov died when his parachute failed to open. Jimmy Carter made his stamp on this day with the tragic deaths of 8 U.S. servicemen who had attempted to save Iranian hostages. Snuppy, the first cloned puppy, an Afghan, was whelped on this day in 2005. Don't tell the Greens about the dog. They'd kill him.